Welcome everybody to Game 2, Week 4, PRT League Central action. We are in Britannia Advance for a little progressive World Dom Risk. We've got Micah here to co-commentate with me, Mitch on Risk. Micah, you love Britannia Advance, I assume?
Yeah, Britannia Advance is great. I will say though, I do have to turn into a pumpkin in about 10 minutes, so
Okay.
I apologize for that.
We'll take your best 10 minutes of breakdown you can provide here.
Oh man, well I don't think people listen to me for the breakdown, but
The
uh
first 10 minutes of Britannia Advance also is really just a lot of moving around.
sure. So you said we're on balanced blitz dice. It looks like we got unstable portals,
That's right.
and I did miss. Is this a world dom or 70%?
World Dom, that's
Looks like
correct.
world dom. Yeah.
Progressive World Dom.
Okay. So yeah, what we're gonna see in these first couple turns is the players are gonna try and position themselves, do a combination of spreading themselves out as much as they can, as well as lining up whoever they believe that they have the best lines on, um, in accordance with their turn order, right? So if you're orange, presumably you would want to line up red or anyone after you. But the prime kill seats are going to be seats 3, 4, and 5, currently occupied by Banana Juice. Zareki, I believe, is green, which is kind of weird for me. I don't
Yeah,
think I've ever seen
correct.
Zareki on green. And then Pete, as long as Pete doesn't die in the fifth seat from one of the players in the third or fourth seats on the second round of trades, Pete will be in a prime position to kill White, but White will likely be his only option, um, which is definitely a tricky option because even though Silent Legend's in the sixth and final seat, I think we've all seen Silent get himself out of worse jams than just a suboptimal seat in a World Dom Prague game.
Yeah, the Pirates getting the unlucky, or maybe lucky, maybe they love it, but first seat both games. Challenging.
It definitely gives you the opportunity to initiate action if you're in the first seat. In my book, though, I would say it's unlucky, but
Yeah,
it
in a
does
world on
depend.
Prague and Britannia where there's no bonuses to get, definitely makes it tougher.
I don't know. If Pete really wants to, he could greet out for Wales.
That'd be awesome. I've always said I've only played in one tournament game where someone took a bonus on this map, and it was obviously Mamba, who decided he was going to hold it and just revenge crush anybody that tried to break him. So there is that strategy.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't work, that's still a fun strategy to employ.
For sure. Highly
How dare
entertaining.
you how dare you enter my territory?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just let me hold a bonus and eventually win.
Yeah, it's
How
not that
dare
big of a
you
deal,
try to
guys.
Yeah, how dare you try to stop me from winning the game?
Yeah, I love it.
Of
And
course,
sometimes that works.
yeah, of course I will say that I'm the type of player that will almost always go for for a bonus. Even if the take line is a little weird and complex, if I see it, I'll try it and be like, okay, well, we'll see if the board wants to be nice to me.
Yeah. I mean, when you
And
get into
normally,
these kind of higher pressure situations, it's a big risk to go for that break and to be the one stepping out and doing it.
for sure. And yeah, normally the answer from the board is no, we don't want you holding that.
Yeah. Trying to get the top little piece here on the map. Always fun. Very tall map we got here.
Yeah, this map is a pain to play on mobile because you can't see anything. And that little territory, Orkney, up in the Scottish Highlands there, or I suppose that's a lowland because it's already on the coast or whatever. But if you're not looking at the whole map, or if you got your zoom in
Yep,
too small and you're not familiar with this map, you can easily miss a kill because someone's hiding out in that little corner up
that's
there.
correct. I've done it.
Yeah, that makes one of us because I know I've never done that before.
Oh, good,
I'm
good, good.
I'm no, I'm joking, obviously.
I did it in very public fashion, and it was painful. So,
Oh man, I think mine at least was private. I don't think I've done enough embarrassing moves in public, so
yeah,
we'll
that's
save
usually
save
when it's
that one for a
best.
ranked game. Okay, unfortunately, Pete will not be going for Wales.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to make the bonus play, which is surprising. Thought he would give the viewers what they want there.
So we can use the last 5 minutes that I got here to look
Mm-hmm.
to analyze the positions.
Okay.
Um, so orange, there's a lot of orange on the southern side of this map. He's got a couple pockets in Scotland and one over in Ireland, but mostly orange is relegated to the southeast corner of this map. So if you're orange, you're going to want to favor adding troops to those northern positions, those exterior positions, because if those get removed, you're a lot easier to kill. And you're going to want to try and survive to the third round of trades, because your 20 trade, which is the first one in the second round of trades, is probably going to be too low to kill anybody. But that assumption could also be mistaken. And then red kind of has the opposite situation going on from orange. He's mostly up in the northern end of this board with a 4 right smack dab in the middle of Ireland, and then a 5 being his only position in the southern end of Britannia. Then you got Banana Juice. Banana Juice has that clutch position of Orkney that we were talking about a moment ago, and
Mm-hmm.
a tiny 4 spot in Ireland, and some 3s and 4s scattered about the rest of this board. So I think of the first 3 that we've looked at, Banana Juice is probably the hardest to kill. Zareki isn't really in any corners except for that 2 in Ireland. Aside from that, he's kind of centralized. Well, I suppose the other corner he's in is in the southeast corner in Britannia.
Mm-hmm. The bottom right.
Yeah. Pete, similar position to Orange, where he's mostly in the south end, with 2 4 stacks in Ireland. Of course, that one 4 stack that he just made a 6, that's on the Scottish mainland, but if you look at the bonuses, it's technically part of the Ireland bonus for whatever reason.
It's a weird way they drew that up.
Yeah. And then Silent has a nice 2 pocket down in Britannia, which Carter and Zareki are kind of kill guarding a little bit. Then he's got that 8, then a 6 in Scotland, and then some positions over in Ireland. So I think in terms of just when you combine position and turn order, I think Banana Juice and Zareki have probably the best combo of those two. Like their spawns are good, their positions are good, and then you want to be third or fourth seat. Um, Zareki is positioned himself to where he's not really hiding, right? That 7 stack on that large Britannia territory there is
Yeah.
saying, I am hunting for kills. I
Aggressive.
am not
Yeah.
hiding. Right. But yeah, in terms of who each player has lines on, um, that's going to take a little bit longer to look into. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being third and fourth in turn order always gives you that opportunity for a better trade on that second set of trades with a kill to get the kill. It's when we expect to see all the action kind of break out here. Don't expect to see any skipping, right, Micah?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
The only player who might think about skipping is Carter, but I don't think Carter is a card skipper.
Yeah.
And because Zareki has already taken an aggressive tack and has a good spawn with a good turn order, we could just see that whoever is in the 5th seat, regardless of who that player is, which in this case it's Pete, but I would think that um, that Pete is probably going to be the first one out. If the cookie crumbles the way it seems to be going so far,
Just because he's after Zareki and Zareki's in such a good spot.
just because he's after Zareki, and Zareki seems to have better lines on Pete than he does on Silent.
Okay.
Right. So, because if Zareki were to kill, well, I mean, Zareki's lines on Silent aren't that bad either. So Zareki's gonna kind of have his choice, assuming
Depending on who's trading.
Right, assuming that Banana or somebody else doesn't take out Zareki, which doesn't seem likely. Zareki's already on 30 troops. I think Zareki's gonna be able to choose between who his first bounty is, whether that's Pete or Silent. Alrighty.
Thanks,
Hope
Mike.
that helped. I will
Appreciate
catch
your
you guys
breakdown.
later.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we are in turn 5 now. Team Ragnarok and Eric. You heard they have positions there at the very bottom, very top. They've got an Ireland position right in the center of the island. And they're kind of working on a little space in the middle of the map. So, decent spread there from Ragnarok. Phantom Force in one of the best seats you can be in a Prague World Dom with no bonuses. Are they in an aggressive enough position to get Zareki and Team Excel? We'll see. Can maybe listen in here for a second to see what Team Excel's discussing. They may not be discussing. All right, Pete for Team Ponyhoff here. Can't really get to that very north end of the board, although there are unstable portals here, so at any time that could open up a path up there. And Silent in that last in turn order, having to hope everything kind of falls to him. But we're going to see the first trades here. That's a 4 trade for Carter and the Pirates. Pirates leading the PRT League Central here coming into week 4. In a dominant position in the league. Any points he can add will just further extend that lead over the rest of the league. Eric for Team Ragnarok here will get the 6 trade. He adds to that pocket at the bottom. Could end up being a critical position, although there's 3 players all connected to him. Eight trade for Phantom Force and Little Banana Juice. Next week, PRT League Central will be at 19 UTC on Monday. Phantom Force will be your hosts for Week 5 PRT League Central action. We'll be doing a little Las Vegas 70% in USA Advanced World Dom next week with Phantom Force. Alright, Zerke's sitting strong right there in the middle of the board. Once that position that kind of connects to everything in a very aggressive position to go for the kill. 12 trade here for Pete and Team Ponyhoff. Pete must feel like he's being lined up there by Zerke. You can see all of the black positions there for Team Ponyhoff. Currently connected to green. He's connected here, 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 and here. Very smooth and easy kill for Zerke. Not this upcoming turn, but the turn after. Likely to see that, depending on how everything falls. Assuming, of course, Zerke has a trade on 4. An easy take there from Carter. Here goes Eric. Eric continues to add in this pocket in the middle of Ireland. The 8 and the 7 back-to-back is also an interesting play here from Eric. Team Ragnarok. Well, Banana would like to line up Zerke, but not connected everywhere for sure. So then the play has to become a lineup on Pete probably, but also blocked off pretty well from Zerke on that. So I don't know that Phantom Force has a kill on their turn. Oh boy. Tough for a 0 on that one. Okay, so this will be interesting. Everybody on 4 cards. Normally this is where all the action happens. But it looks like Excel has the best lines. Carter gets the 20 trade. He's first to trade in here in the second set of trades for the Pirates. Simple take from him. So a defensive trade. Let's see if Eric and Ragnarok have a trade. They do. They get the 25 trade. So they're limiting themselves as targets. They are increasing the trade potential for those players right behind them in turn order. Looks like another defensive trade here from Eric. Now here goes Phantom Force and Little Banana Juice. Do we see a trade? Do we see a potential kill? I don't think Phantom Force has the lines that they would like to have. They do have the trade, though. They get the 30 trade. Don't know who their lines would be on here. Yeah, it looks like this is just a defensive trade. Yep, just a simple take there. And you're going to see a quick move here from Zeraki with the no trade on 4. Here goes the Peatman. Peatman's surely feeling like a second lease on life here, not getting killed by Team Excel. What can he do with it? He does have the trade on 4. Is there any potential for a kill on the Dragons? This 22 is tough to deal with for him. I don't think we see it. The 15 would need to be able to get up to this 22 somehow. And there's just no path. Okay, so the Dragons get to live 6th in turn order. Do they have a trade on 4? If they don't, that is... Okay, so there's the trade for the Dragons. So everybody but Team Excel gets the trade on 4. Dragons must be looking at an Excel kill here. But they've got to get through this 12 and 14 block. They don't go for it. They just hit a 2, making the kill a little bit easier for everyone else.
Yeah, if I didn't remove that, I was dead to silent 100%.
I was gonna say that, but I figured you were gonna do that anyways.
Someone get that Zeraki kill. Do they possibly get to trade again? Still guarded down here at the bottom from Phantom Force. Phantom Force definitely wants this kill. But it would be a tough one. Derek looking longingly at his cards, hoping he gets to trade. It's looking more and more like he will, though. He'll trade, and we'll wait for another section of opportunities to go for kills. Everybody gets to make their second trade. That doesn't always happen here in Britannia Advanced. Interesting adding behind those stacks for Zeraki.
Well deserved.
Finally.
Pete gets in position for anything, so we'll wait again basically for everyone to be on 4 cards. Likely everyone holds through these 3s, I would guess. I don't think anyone necessarily feels like they are on edge to be killed, but maybe they do. Let's see. Everyone on 3 cards. We've had 2 full sets of trade-ins. No trade here from Carter and the Pirates. They'll go to 4 cards first in turn order. See if Eric and Ragnarok trade. Just a hit through the portal to create a new position there for Ragnarok.
Really sad up Pete, maybe?
Yeah, I was setting him up from the beginning, but a very unlucky card, so I just gave up. I'm just sitting for now.
Yeah, but you set in 3?
You can hear Zerky
Here?
talking. He was setting up Pete from the beginning,
Mm,
and then just with the
yeah,
unlucky
I
on the
think I will.
cards, he kind of
Yeah, okay.
decided to just sit deeper.
I don't want to regret my decision from free for all.
Yeah. Good decision.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think-
There's a
yeah, I'm,
trade on
I'm
3
definitely
from
sitting
Phantom
now.
Force.
Yep.
No, so you only get the 3 points if you get the trade in turn. We're getting to the point where
And I'm just gonna wait for the feed or something because I cannot go for anyone.
I think if you add a couple troops
Okay,
next to
trade
Pete
with a
6
wild
and the
card
rest
there
in the
from
middle, I think you
Zerky.
could get Pete.
you can hear Zerky
If
and
he doesn't
XC
trade
Dude
in.
talking through it.
True.
And then you could chain it into orange. Yeah, I think this is the way. Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah, hoping
they're
Pete doesn't
waiting on
trade.
the Pete kill to
Yeah,
for
no.
him to be on 4
Gotta
cards,
hope
maybe.
Pete doesn't have a set here. A set for Pete.
Yeah, it looks like no set
Okay.
there for Ponyhoff. So that may open up that opportunity for Excel to go for that Ponyhoff kill.
Silent
It's a
sets
60
in early
trade
to
here
not
for
die.
Silent. Again, nobody trades him in turn, so he wouldn't get the 3 points unless he can somehow chain it into a full win this turn, which seems unlikely. The way the scoring works here in PRT League, you get 10 points for the win, 3 points for a bounty, but you've got to trade in turn or get the victory on that turn. In the failed 70s, lose your team a point. Don't forget, we're just about 7
Carter
hours
kills
away
Pete right
now
now. Oh no, Carter kills.
from PRT League West action beginning at 1 UTC
Yeah,
tonight.
that, I think.
Hosted by the Reapers.
No, wait, what?
Ooh,
yeah, he's
okay.
going for it.
Pirates going for
Hopefully it's too expensive for him to chain it into
the
anything.
Ragnarok kill. Okay, so we'll be 3 points for the Pirates here.
Okay. I'm gonna
Get
mute
the
up.
trade
This is
turn from
important.
Ragnarok. Carter gets the kill on Eric. Pirates extend their lead in the league with those 3 points.
Do I have enough to kill Pete?
They're now at 60 points on the season. Which is wild. Ponyhoff in second at 23, Ragnarok in third at 18, Dragons in fourth at 16, Excel in fifth at 9, and Phantom Force up to
Easily.
5 today with their bounty earlier.
You have a 50 stack as backup. You can go straight up.
You can hear again
But yeah, I think you
Chad-
have more than enough. to
Chad
kill Pete.
definitely pushing for the Ponyhoff kill here from Zerky. So Phantom Force sits. Here goes Zerky. Does he go for that Ponyhoff kill? Does look like he is going to take out Ponyhoff. That's a GG's for Ponyhoff and Pete. And he got the win in game 1, but his game will end here in game 2 for Ponyhoff. with no points here in game 2. Trade in turn for Team Excel. They go up to 138 troops. They are the troop leader. They're going to be on 3 cards after this turn. They also have 22 territories, which is basically like having a bonus. We'll see how far everybody hits them down.
Let's go.
All right, what can the dragons
Get
do?
this.
Let's go.
Both the Pirates and Team Excel will be on 3 cards in next turn.
100% setting in again.
Carter really taking a lot of time here for the Pirates, thinking through what to do. Just a simple take, moves down to the bottom and then back there in Ireland. And leaves it to Phantom Force and Little Banana Juice here. Just sitting on 7 territories, but he's got a 56 stack right in the middle of the board. A kill of either the Pirates or Excel would trade in turn for Phantom Force here, but they don't really have the troops to do it. Yeah, and it's just a simple take, not many options there for Phantom Force now sitting on 3 cards. Okay, we see a trade on 3 there, so after missing the trade on 4 earlier and getting to stay alive, Team Excel gets the trade on 3. They're at 222 troops, although no kills here would give them the trade on 3, so they can sit and wait to hope that either the Pirates or Phantom Force don't have a trade next turn, and they could become their targets. They also got to sit on 20 territories, which also is like a little mini bonus they got there. Zerky adding in preparation. It looks like going for a... If he moves all those off. Okay, so orange is no longer really a viable kill for him. His kill lines are pretty centered now on having to go for blue next turn. Thinking blue's less likely to have the trade on 3 than orange having the trade on 4, so maybe there's the logic for you. The dragons with a simple take and they move back to that strategic position on the board. Alright, here is the trade on 4 for the Pirates. Again, nobody trades them in turn, but they could sit and wait and hope for Phantom Force or the dragons not to have the trade on 3, and maybe that opens up the kill lines for them. The way Zerky and Team Excel are lined up, they're hoping no trade on 3 for Little Banana Juice, and they can do basically the same thing they did to Pete and Ponyhoff earlier, where they sit on 1 card but get the 4 cards off the kill. Long draft phase here for Little Banana, trying to figure out what he can do. If he has to trade, surely he trades in.
Make a
No way
freaking
he feels
card.
confident enough not to trade.
I'm telling Blue too.
And all this is doing is giving Team Excel a little more opportunity to plan their route.
Don't just feed the wind to Carter.
Alright, here goes Zerky. Does he go for the Phantom Force kill? He does. Alright, so Excel's gonna get their second bounty of the game. Possibly on their way to their first win of the season. They take out Phantom Force. Phantom Force will remain bottom of the league after week 4. But still 8 more weeks of action to go. So plenty of time for him to get going. $90 troops here to deploy for Team Excel. No opportunity to chain. They would have to take out the dragons. And that 79 stack in the middle is just too tough for the dragons. Maybe. Oh, he's going to hit and split? Or is he just leaving it that way? Yeah, he just leaves it. And goes into one big stack.
Another set with 3 cards? Are you kidding me?
No set there from Silent.
Wow. Oh my god.
And he rolls out
E-bag.
against
What an absolute
Excel.
E-bag.
What an idiot.
No, that's just an
An
a-hole
idiot.
move. What the
Oh
oh,
my.
whatever.
Oh no.
What was
Give me-
Silent expecting you to do? Like, freaking come on. Maybe it screws up.
I didn't have the kill on him.
Okay, and so the Pirates will get basically 2 free kills here. And the Pirates will further dominate PRT League Central. They get the kill first here on Silent. Doesn't really matter what the order is. And that is another, if you will believe it, they keep winning the World game seemingly every week. But that's a win for Carter 8786 and the Pirates in Britannia Advanced. Hope you guys enjoyed it in this week 4 action of PRT League Central. Don't forget, come back at 1 UTC for